Hey guys, it's John with Eastern Hot Rodder, and today we're going to take you to the National Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky. So let's go in and have a look. Brand new Z06, all in black. It looks pretty sinister. So here we are in the main lobby, and these are cars that are all sold. And you can actually reserve your new Corvette and have it as a museum pickup. So the left side here, these three cars are all Z06s, and the two on this side are just your standard issue Corvette, if there is such a thing. We're gonna go get our tickets and bring you in and see the old stuff. 1953 Corvette, first year. They all look like this: 6-cylinder power glides, no roll-up windows. They were underperformers and they sold them all real fast, but they did not perform so well. So in '54, they ramped up production and they sat on the lots all the way into '56, I think. Until, of course, they came out with the first V8 in 1955, and that changed it and cemented the Corvette as a real performance sports car. The time I did the anniversary car was the 25th anniversary in '78. I always liked that two-tone. All '78 Corvettes came with that anniversary logo, but not all Corvettes were anniversary cars in '78. The '78s had this color, the two-tone silver with the silver or white interior. So everybody has a '78 thinks they got an anniversary car. They don't necessarily. The '86 anniversary car was white with the black top, and then the 50th was that there. They did the 40th as well. It was a red one. It was the first year for the V8. Little 265. This is a neat color combination. I've never seen one in this color combination with a green top. Here's the last of the C1s, 62. That's a 300 horse, 327 4-speed car. Neat displays here. Even the bicycles are cool. This '54 Corvette is the entombed '54 Corvette. It was a guy bought it, got it for his wife. She didn't enjoy it, so in '59 he bricked it up in the basement of his store, and it sat behind a wall and nobody knew it was there until he passed away, and they took a wall down and found the Corvette, and this is the condition it was in. Not in the greatest condition, because that moisture in that basement didn't do it any justice, but it has the pop-in windows. They did not have roll-up windows in those years, and here's a picture of it when it was getting unveiled. Still all original. It's one, if it is not the lowest, it is one of the lowest mileage '54 Corvettes in existence. It's cool how they built it into a display like that. 65, 66, and 67 big block cars in front of a mobile gas display. My dad would love this because he was a mobile gas dealer and he's a sucker for Corvettes. He's had a bunch of them. 396 427s. This is cool. Neat pumps. I got one of those air towers. Here's giving a nod to the Flathead Ford, but there's a reason for it, because Zora Arkus-Duntov, who's often credited as being the father of the Corvette, created the Ardon overhead valve conversion for the Flathead. He added about 100 horse to those 85 horse flatties. Big deal on those cars. So there's a casting of the Ardon conversion, but the thing I really like is this cutaway of the small block. Check this out. Look at the detail. Fuel injected, like 63, 64 fuel injection setup on it. They did a cutaway in the manifolds and everything. Even look at the chrome gears in the transmission and the oil filters cut away. That is really cool. You see everything. I like those clear valve covers. That's really neat. Couple 73s coming down the production line. You can see the body's getting lowered down. 73 was the first year for the rubber front nose, and last year for the chrome rear bumper, making it a one-year only car. '73 got a couple extra body mounts that the earlier cars didn't, but these chassis and frames are the same, with some parts changes through the years, but the wheelbase and everything was the same from '63 all the way up to '82. That's a neat design. L88. Yeah, that's the car. That's the car to have right there, Liberty. There's LED aluminum head. They were underrated at like 425 horsepower, but they really made closer to 500. They had a special hood, no fan shroud, special hood. They were non-power steering cars. They were designed to go fast, and they discouraged street use. And next to it is a 454. This is probably 71 LS6. So this is made 4.25 horse with 9-to-1 compression. It's a nice one with side pipes. The display in the background is neat. This is Pierce Marshall room. Check this thing out. That must be a model of Duntov holding his 3030 cam. Rear engine. I remember seeing this one in pictures. I didn't realize it was blue. I always thought it was red or silver. That's so cool. The SR2 cut down windshield and everything, and they extended the nose on it. Check that out. They bolted on the scoops and made them functional. In 56 and 57, they were not functional, and they were molded into the car. That's a 61. There's a 63. This is probably a Z06, yep. So there's the actual first year Z06 liver. They had a big gas tank and stuff in them. Fuel injected. This is neat. They got all this stuff up on the wall about it. I remember seeing pictures of this one. There's the model. I used to think that was the coolest thing in the world. I always liked that paint job. There's a land speed Vette. Check it out, Lib, C4. It's an 84 for. It's funny, this is the 84, but it has a 96 style nose molded into it. I'm wondering if this car was built like this in 84, and then they modeled the 91 and up front end off it, or they added that later to try to go faster. So down here you can pick your selection. Push start, so it's going to show the car get push started. That's a pretty neat thing. There's another C4 wide body kit. That looks pretty aggressive, doesn't it? That was an 84 as well. Got an 89. Another 89. And for you guys that are Ren and Stimpy fans, and Eric Cartman and everything on there, look at that. Yeah, they got all sorts of cool stuff. The C5 and C7. R. But what I really want to show you is check out that engine. I love that intake. See the dry sump boiling system and everything. It's pretty wild. Injected 63 split window coupe. 1 year for the split window. First year for the C2s, or the mid years. Over here, 57 Corvette SS. This one, I always thought this was really cool. My dad had his 57. I drew over old pictures of this. This looks fast with the speed torpedo on the back there. Looks a lot Jag-like Jaguar. Look at how the side exhaust has louvers to let the heat out of the body in there. Look at the built-in. Look how they streamlined the mirror even on the dashboard. That's really neat. Let me see what I can do. There's the Mako Shark concept car, the 69 Manta Ray Corvette. A lot of that stuff ended up in production. Actually, if you look up earlier, there's the 59 Mako Shark. And then over here is the 61. And you can see the hood louvers the little plates that sit down in the hood, and even the fender shapes made it to the mid-years. The inserts on the hood were 63, and then without it, 64. So the second design kind of had a 64 style hood on it. But there it is. Check that car out. That's pretty wild. Concept model design from 1966. Look how 80s it looks, really. There's a scale model of the Grand Sport. That extended front bumper never made it to production. But would that make a cool go-kart body or what? The model pieces from the C6. They're a lot cruder than I thought they would be. I mean, they're nice, but you can still see, like, in the pictures, it looks more refined. Sebring Orange ZR1 is a 2019, making 755 horsepower. Look how bald those tires are new. All around like that. And look at how big the disc brakes are. That's a good looking car. I like the Z06s from the C6s a little better, but this one, I don't know, I'm kind of liking this one a lot. They're still using some of the old technology for design work. They're still using clay, but they're also doing 3D printing on a lot of this stuff. I don't know if they do any wood stuff anymore. That's a pretty neat model right there. I wouldn't mind having that kicking around. Corvette cave-in. This is what everybody goes for. They want to see the sinkhole. It's kind of neat how they did this. So you go in there and you can bypass it, but we're going to take this little walk through and check this out, because this, everybody remembers when this happened. 2014. Rack here of all the cars before they were destroyed, basically, and when they were getting rescued. This is a model of the actual Sky Dome, and how the cars, look how they mounted it up where you can see how the cars even landed in the sinkhole. That's pretty neat. There's the LT6 engine. That's pretty wild looking. 333 cubic inch. It's making 670 horsepower. That is the most powerful naturally aspirated production engine ever. Look at that carbon black. It's a really pretty color. That's the Zora package. There's the 2024 E-Ray. It's a hybrid gas electric. They're really, really heavy. I like the color combination. Don't know if I like the electric part of it though. There's the last stick shift C7. All the C8s are automatics so far. Look at that. The very last stick shift sports car from Chevy. Well, that's what led to the ZR1. This is the prototype car. 638 horsepower, like the ZR1s ended up with. This is the Great White. This is one of Bill Mitchell's pet projects. Had a 500 horse 454 under the hood. That's pretty wild looking. Real 70s for sure. I kind of like the gill treatment though. Not big on the fins in the back. I like the gas filler. Oh, taillights are ugly. Two rotor Corvette. This is a twin rotor. Glad they never made that one. You got the Z06 and the C5s. They were 385 horse to start, then they went to 405. And of course the ZR1, which also 385 horse first year and went to the 405 later. And there it is, guys, the only 83 Corvette left in existence. They made, I think, like 12 or 13 of them as prototypes, and they destroyed. Which is a shame. A lot of Corvette guys were miffed that they missed the 83 production deadline, but they got late production, so they came out as 84s. This 83 is the only one that they had left, all the ones that they built as prototypes. So that's why there's no 83 Corvettes out there, because that's the only one. And that would have been an anniversary year had they actually produced it. A very rare Corvette. Instead of the LT1 that they had in 71, they offered it as an LT2 package which gave you it was basically LT1 with a big block in it. I don't know why this one's in primer. Check out this. This has got to be the lightest weight L88 Corvette. A cutaway version of an L88 Corvette. Check out how they made the Stingray emblem float. So that tells you it's a 69. You got the taillight package in there. You can see the bird cage, kind of almost like a built-in roll bar. These cars are actually built pretty safe. Full perimeter box frame. Look how small the pipes were for the side pipes. I didn't realize that. I saw the outlet and I always thought they were bigger. I'd talk about a cork in the system when it comes right down to it. So these L88s were rated at 430 horse, but they really made well north of 500, you know, depending on who you talk to and who dynoed what. Anywhere from about 540 up to 580 horsepower. And there's that 63 split window fuel injected coupe. Pretty in white. Boy, that's restored nice. It looks like brand new underneath. 57s. I have a deep love for these 57s. My dad had one for years. This was a fuel injected big brake car. This is the air duct Corvette. It had brake cooling ducts and everything. That's just really neat. And okay, here's another cutaway. This is wild. 53 cutaway Corvette. How cool is that? I love those grills. Look at the simple wiring. Nice and neat, but very simple, isn't it? They even put the gas star floating. You see the bonding strips where that would normally bond into the back of the fiberglass of the panel, the quarter panel. There's the Astro Vette. Corvette with skirts. I know it's a prototype car, but you shouldn't have skirts on a Corvette. So this is the Carl Casper display that they're doing. There's a lot of pinstriping and stuff that he did, and they're showing some of the cool stuff that he did. That's one of the few times I've actually seen that scoop used correctly. And they're not great looking. This is a cool... This car would not have run D-gas. He's got no fenders. It would have been an altered. That's a neat little hot rod, though. And you got this wedge over here. This is the Cosmic Invader. That's like a rolling doorstop. Actually, an electric car that was built in the 70s as a way to help reduce emissions. The airplanes, boy, it'll be uncomfortable. Talk about how hot it would get in there. Let's check out this Merc. It's pretty. French antennas, shaved door handles, the side trim. On chop too. Frenched in the taillights. That's pretty. Young American top fuel dragster. Look at that friggin' paint job. That is so cool. Yeah. Very patriotic. This car had a bunch of wins and stuff. Running in the 200s. Pretty deep. 218, 227. He defeated Garlitz with a 218 with a 660 ET to Swamp Rat 664. Wow. These old slingshot dragsters are just the coolest looking lower dragsters. I know they're not safe. Maybe that's why they're so cool looking, but that just looks awesome. Damn, Batman. This is a crazy custom mid-year Corvette. Look at the see-through red roof that goes back. Yeah, this is a... Let's see what year this is. This is a mid-year. Man, the front end kind of reminds me of one of the Twilight Zone episodes with the ugly people. This is a Turbo Shark. 64 Corvette. Convertible is what it started off as. Wow. I like the fade paint job. There's a nice little 32. You always got to point those out. Non-Chevy. We got a 427 Ford. Well, check it out. 4 barrel carburetors. This is the paddy wagon. This is probably a show ride and really didn't drive. Who knows? Maybe it did. If you ever saw this one in motion, let me know, guys, in the comments below. Show cars went crazy. And to prove that, there's the other one. Twin blowers, a blower on top of a blower. Popcorn wagon. Ridiculousness of the show rods of the garish 60s and 70s. A lot of brass and polish and ridiculousness that doesn't really work too well. Here's the 1954 EX87 Duntov Mule. It's got a 307-inch small block Chevy in it. Did 163 miles an hour in 1955. Wow. You use that for publicity to hype the Vette. Check that out. Well, there you have it, guys. That is the National Corvette Museum and how it was today, the day we visited it. And I guess they change their stuff pretty often. Again, we were really disappointed. We wanted to see the Vettes that fell into that pit. There was some really cool stuff there, and it was really cool to see that the custom paint work and stuff on the custom cars, and learn a little bit more about the Corvettes than we already knew, and some of the other stuff. And their sandwiches aren't bad, and they're actually reasonably priced. So there's the National Corvette Museum as it is in August 5th? 6th of 2023. Thanks for watching, guys.